coaches, and they will be coming out to have their coaches meeting. Mr. Michael Clay of Rattan and Mr. Dale Bellamy of Fort Cobb Broxton. Ladies and gentlemen, activity programs are primarily for the student participants. The purpose of this contest is to provide positive learning experiences and opportunities for personal growth of our student athletes. This competition is being conducted according to the rules of the Oklahoma Secondary Schools Activities Association. Players, coaches, officials, and spectators can and are expected to assist in the promotion and achievement of good sportsmanship ideals by taking personal responsibility for keeping this contest at a high level of fair, clean, wholesome competition. Good luck to both teams. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the participants for this afternoon's contest. First, for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Fort Cobb Broxton Mustangs. The reserves, number 20, Blake Perryman. Number 20, Braden Davis. Number 4, Camden Parker. 13, Colton Bashirs. 16, Leighton Hill. 15, Caden Baker. 11, Blaine Davis. 14, Jesse Hesley. And number 18, John Bellamy. The starters today for Fort Cobb Broxton, number 21, second baseman Drew Woods. Batting second and patrolling center field, number 22, Dalen Weaver. Batting third and pitching number 2, Jackson Willis.
Welcome, fans, to Shawnee, Oklahoma, to the state semifinals in Class A baseball tournament. We're going to see the Fort Cobb Broxton Mustangs versus the Rattan Rams today. So hope you enjoy the ball game. It's going to be a windy day for us. We're great sunshine and the field looks great, but the wind's going to have a little effect on it today. It looks like it's blowing out to left field. So that'll be something to take into effect. But anyway, they're introducing the Fort Cobb Broxton Mustangs right now and getting ready to do the Rattan Rams in a little bit. Rattan will be the home team. So Fort Cobb Broxton will get to hit the bats first. Might look at how they got here. Fort Cobb Broxton played last night in the late game and beat Navajo 17-5. Rattan beat Tushka yesterday at 4, 7-5. So that gets them here to the semifinals. In the other semifinal today, Worcester beat Dewar 5-3. So in the finals tomorrow at Bricktown Ballpark in Oklahoma City, Worcester will play the winner of this ball game at 12:05 p.m. So be a lot to look forward to and be fun to play in the big park downtown in Oklahoma City. So that's just another little carrot out there for the players to shoot for, and be a great experience for them to play there, and hope they get that opportunity. In looking at the records of the two teams, Fort Cobb is I guess with last night's win 30-2. I guess most impressive with that is the teams they lost to. One was Canute, which was rated number 1 in Class A and got beat yesterday, 4-1 by Dewar. So that was kind of, I guess you'd say, an upset. Canute had been rated number 1 for a long time. And the other loss Fort Cobb had was to Weatherford, a Class 4A team, and that was a 1-0 game. So we're going to take time out now for the national anthem. right, you heard the announcer say play ball. We're about to get going here. We looked a little at Fort Cobb's record and at 30-2 now. For Rattan, they are ranked third, right behind Fort Cobb in the rankings, and their ranking is, let's see, they've been third for quite a while. Their record is 30-8. In their district tournament, they beat Bennington 14-2, and then in the regional, they beat Stewart 14-0. In the finals of the regional, I guess in semifinals, they beat Elmore City Purnell, which is ranked number 17, 5-1. And then they beat Stewart in the regional final 4-2. And then got them to yesterday's game against Tushka, where they won 7-5 to get to today's game. For Fort Cobb's district tournament, they beat Nenakaw 12-0. Then they beat Ellick 12-0, and then beat Ellick again 11-1 in the finals. In the regional tournament, they beat Snyder 8-0, Ripley 12-3, and then Ripley 12-0 in the regional final. And then last night, as we said, they beat Navajo 17-5 in the first round of the state tournament. So both teams are kind of running on a peak right now, and look forward to what we're going to see today. Rattan is taking the field. They're in their bright green jerseys and gray pants. We've seen a lot of them around the state tournaments lately, and they've kind of been a fixture. So we'll look at some of their state tournament championships back through the years in a little while as we go through the game. But to give you the lineup for Fort Cobb Broxton, Drew Woods will lead it off, playing second base. Dalen Weaver playing center field will bat second. Jackson Willits will hit third, and he's pitching today. Kyler Denton played third base, batting number 4. Tyson Eastwood, number 5, hitting, and he's playing shortstop. Sixth batter is Blake Nunn, the first baseman. Brody Devond playing right field, bats 7th. Jake Biddy, the left fielder, batting 8th, and Jonathan Nouse, the catcher, is batting 9th. For Rattan, Birchfield, the pitcher, is leading off. Clay, the shortstop, is batting 2nd. Caston, the catcher, is batting 3rd. Springfield is batting 4th and playing second base. May is playing center field and batting 5th. Smith is the third baseman, hitting 6th. Bailey is the right fielder, batting 7th. Watts is the DH. Robertson is the left fielder. And Clay, the first baseman, is batting 9th. So we'll get to see how their lineup looks in a little bit, but with Fort Cobb leading off, it'll be fun to see how if they can get a little carryover from last night. They played so well last night and scoring 17 runs. They had a couple of big innings and then kind of held on, so it was an impressive performance. So we'll see what breaks out today. We're getting ready to go. The pitcher's taking his warm-ups, and they've thrown it around the infield, and Drew Woods is coming to the plate to get things kicked off here. So good luck to all, and here we go in the the state semifinal tournament. So good luck to all. Drew Wood steps in. The umpire says, let's play ball. And the first pitch is a curveball in, and it's a strong single right over the shortstop's head to the center field. So great start. First pitch, get a single. So Fort Cobb's got a runner on. Pitcher threw a kind of a curveball in there right across the middle of the plate, and Woods teed off on it and got a good solid single over the shortstop's head. So good start for him. That brings to bat now Dalen Weaver, the center fielder, another right-handed hitter. He comes in with a fastball as Weaver squared around to bunt and then pulled the bat back, so it's 1 ball to Weaver. So Woods led off the inning with a single. Pitcher takes his windup for the second pitch, and it's a high and inside ball too. He didn't square around the bunt that time, just looked like going to take that one. So 2-0 to Weaver. There's a little low one outside, ball 3. 3-0 to Weaver. So still nobody out here in the first inning. Woods on first after a single, and Weaver's kind of worked the count in his favor right now. So we'll see if he can continue with that. And there's a pitch right down the middle, strike 1. So 3-1 to Weaver. Looks down, gets a signal from Coach Bellamy. Here we go at the stretch, and there's a pitch or play to first base. Woods is back easily. Just to let him know he hadn't forgotten about him. And here's the pitch, and he bunts it down. It just rolls foul about 30 feet down the line. It landed on the foul line and then just kind of dribbled over the foul. So we'll all come back and try again. Be a full count on Weaver, and probably takes the bunt out of play, I would think. You never know, but here's the stretch now, and ready to pitch outside, ball 4. Threw a fastball, it was just a little outside the plate. So first 2 runners from Fort Cobb get on base. Woods on second and Weaver on first. That brings to bat Jackson Willits. He's pitching today. Jackson's switch hitter, so he's batting left-handed against the right-handed pitcher today. I think Jackson had a big home run last night and almost had another one, had a deep fly ball later in the game, but he's been playing real well. Jackson's average for the year is .444, and he has 6 home runs. So see if we can continue their good start here. Inside, nope, he called it a strike. Looked inside, but that's why he has the umpire's credentials down there. 0-1 to Willits. Nobody out here in the top of the first. Woods on second, Weaver on first, and 0-1 to Jackson. That one was inside, a little bit more than the other one, so evens the count at 1-1. Right fielder's playing pretty deep against Willits. The center fielder shaded just a little bit toward right. And the left fielder's well off the line and not too deep. So it'd be, like we said, the wind's really blowing out to left field today, so it could play havoc with some of the pop-ups and fly balls. Whoop, right down the middle, there's a ground ball up the second baseman. Fumbles it. He does get the force out on Weaver, but Jackson Willits gets down the line and didn't get a throw to first. So that was a great opportunity for Rattan to get a double play. Hit a ground ball right over the pitcher's head and right to second base, and the shortstop caught it, but fumbled it and did get the out at second, but wasn't able to complete the play to first. So we've got 1 out and runners on first and third, and Kyler Denton, the cleanup hitter, is coming to bat, right-handed batter. Woods on third, Willits on first. There's a swing and a miss on a curveball, 0-1. Takes a stretch and then steps off the mound and just to look at the runners. We are back to the stretch now. 1-1 the count to Denton. There's a pitch, fastball down the middle, and he, I think, just gets a little bit of the ball, and it catches the catcher somewhere that wasn't in the ball glove. It must have hit him in the chest or somewhere like that, but gave him a little pain. You could tell that hurt a little bit. I'm glad they have people that will catch, and so I never had to do that. I appreciate those catchers. That's a hard job. They've got protection on, but it doesn't protect them all. So anyway, 1-2. Or 0-2 to Denton. 1 out, runners on first and third. Here's a stretch by Birchfield, pitcher, and he kind of steps off and looks the runners back again to see if anything's going on. Willits didn't look to be going. And here's the pitch. Oh, way inside, a curveball, but he fouled on it, kind of got right in on his hands, and he just did a protection swing and fouled it off down the third baseline. So way inside, but he kind of got caught up on the pitch and twirled his body around and got the bat on it. So remains 0-2, 1 out. Still no score. And for the third time, he steps off, fakes to third, and looks to first. So maybe he's thinking Fort Cobb's doing more than they are. So we'll see what happens here. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle. And there's a solid base hit to left field between shortstop and third base. Wood scores a run to give him the 1-0 lead. Willits holds at second. Hit a solid line drive just through the infield. So, and everybody's kind of sleeping there. And they thought, Jackson thought they were asleep around home plate with the ball, and he took off from second to go to third, and I can't tell who that was. Looks like the pitcher maybe had the ball, and he ran down in third baseline and just beat Jackson there and tagged him out for the second out. So while they were doing that, Denton did take second base. So now we've got 2 outs. Denton on second, 1-0 lead for Fort Cobb, and we've got Tyson Eastwood coming to bat. Tyson Eastwood's hitting .371 for the year. Plays a good shortstop and a good hitter. So we've got 2 outs now and a runner on second. There's the pitch. And a swing and a miss, but it goes to the screen, gets past the catcher, and Denton goes to third base. So now we've got 2 outs, a runner on third, and an 0-1 count on Eastwood. I don't know, got the third base umpire coming down to talk to some of the Rattan fans behind home plate and says, stop doing something. Don't know what they're doing, but don't know what that was about, but we'll continue now. 0-1 to Eastwood. Pitcher Birchfield goes to the full windup now and brings in the second pitch. It's outside for a ball, so it's 1-1 to Eastwood. 1-0 lead for Fort Cobb here in the top of the first. There's a strike call. Pass ball on the outside corner, so it's 1-2 to Eastwood. 2 outs. And the wind-up and the pitch. That's outside. It goes to the screen. Here comes Denton to score the second run for Fort Cobb. That was kind of a wild pitch. That was high and outside, and the catcher couldn't handle it. So Denton comes running home and gets the second run for Fort Cobb. So they're up 2-0 here in the top of the first. So the base is empty now, and the count will be 2-2 on Tyson Eastwood. Next pitch comes in and he fouls it off, so it still remains 2-2. Good first inning for Fort Cobb. They get 2 runs on the board already and still trying for more. Base is empty, 2-2 to Eastwood. Here's the pitch. Oh, inside, almost hit him. about chest high, and just got his hands back out of the way and missed him. So got a full count now. And there's a pitch, low, and he missed it. The catcher dropped it. There's the throw to first, and he's out. So get a strikeout, but had to throw to first base to get him out on the drop, third strike. So Fort Cobb gets a good start in the first inning, gets 2 runs, so they lead 2-0 with Rattan coming to bat. So let's take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back with the action.
Ouachita Valley Bank, locally owned and operated since 1902, proudly serving the Fort Cobb area with knowledgeable and friendly professionals that actually care about your financial well-being. Online banking, loans, certificate of deposit, safe deposit boxes, 24-hour telephone banking, and an ATM. For service you can trust, Ouachita Valley Bank, 405-643-2305, member FDIC.
Okay, welcome back, fans, to our getting ready to go to the bottom of the first inning. Fort Cobb had a good start in the game. They get 2 runs across, and as Drew Woods scores and Kyler Denton scores to take the lead. Rattan coming to bat. First, we'd like to thank our sponsors for today's ball game. And those are Ouachita Valley Bank, Carnegie Fiber, T-Birds Convenience Store, and the Southwest Driving School. If you see those people, tell them thank you for helping bring the broadcast to you. This Kim Kroll, it's kind of a new experience doing baseball. I miss my buddy Don Tyson, but he's unable to be here today. He's working, so we're trying this alone like he did last night. And it's kind of fun doing baseball. We've done a lot of basketball games together through the years, but it's good to get to the state tournament and do the baseball game. So we'll learn as we go and hope everybody has a good time and enjoys it. So here's the lineup for Rattan. Birchfield, who the pitcher, will be batting first. He's a right-handed pitcher, but he'll be batting left-handed to lead off their bottom of the first inning. So we've got Jackson Willits on the mound, and here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss on an outside fastball. Good pitch and good swing at it, but he just didn't make contact. There's another almost the same pitch. Little outside part of the plate and a swing and a miss. Willits has pitched 25 innings this year and got an earned run average of 5.53. There's another high fastball right down the plate, and he missed it. So 3 swings, 3 misses. We have out number 1. Batter now is a shortstop, Clay, and he also is a left-handed hitter. So that works out to their advantage against a right-handed pitching Jackson Willits. The first pitch, oh, that hit him right about the waist high on the hip bone, and he'll trot down to first. Seems okay. That's one of the unwritten rules of baseball, I think, is don't rub where you get hit. I know it's got to hurt. That looks like a fastball that just came right in and hit him just below the waist on the right side. And gets down to first base. He's trying to stretch it out a little bit, but he seems to be okay. So coming up for for Rattan is Caston, the catcher. It's our right-handed hitter, first one we've seen. Willits takes a stretch, and here's the pitch in. Called strike, kind of a high fastball right down the plate. So 0-1 to Caston. Clay's on first base after being hit by a pitch. And here's the 0-1 pitch right down the middle, and he's swinging a miss. So it's 0-2 to Caston. Willits seemed to have good control today. He's thrown nothing but strikes except the one pitch he hit a batter. So it's a good start for him. There's a throw over to first base, kind of a token throw, and runners back safely. Got Springfield, the second baseman, on deck. There's a fastball outside, and catcher throws to first, but the runner's back safely. This makes the count 1-2 to Caston. Runner goes. There's a call, strike 3, but the runner's safe at second base. throw was a little bit high. So we did get the out at the plate on a called third strike, but the runner gets a stolen base, so he'll be at second base with 2 outs. So coming to plate will be Springfield, the second baseman. 2 outs and a runner on second base here in the bottom of the first. Fort Cobb leading 2-0. Another left-handed batter for Rattan. That's their third one of the first 4. There's a high fastball for ball 1. It's a good-looking ball field here. The grass is just solid green and looks like it's a lot farther along than my lawn is. I know that. There's a pitch right down the middle for strike. Evens the count at 1-1. But it is a good-looking park. They've got a gray metal fence all around the outfield, and but a good-looking park with good grass and really neat area. There's a swing and a foul. It got off the end of the bat right at the Rattan dugout. Made the players jump a little bit, but there's a railing and a fence in front of it, so that kind of caught the ball. They didn't all trust that, so they jumped anyway, but no damage done. So 1-2 the count to Springfield. Still a runner on second base, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. And the pitch in. There's a swing and a miss, kind of an inside fastball, and he gets almost to the Fort Cobb dugout, so he's equal batter there. Fouled one into the Rattan screen and now one over towards the Fort Cobb dugout. So the count remains 1-2. There's a pitch, a curveball outside, just a foul tip. Just caught a little of it and the catcher couldn't hang on. So it'll still remain 1-2. Jonathan now did a good job. There's not really a lot of skill in catching foul tips. You just hope your glove's in the right spot. Here's the pitch. Oh, an inside pitch and jams him, but he swings. Oh, and it bounces just short of the right fielder. Good temp. So it's ball safe. The runner scores from second base, and Springfield hangs on to first base and stays there. So good effort in right field by Brody Devon. He dived for the ball and it looked like it just bounced just short of his glove, but he stopped it and made a good recovery and to hold the runner to first base. That brings to plate May, the center fielder. He's a right-handed hitter. We've got 2 outs, runner on first base. Springfield after that kind of a bloop single to right field. There's a ball that must have been low. Ball 1 to May. Runner takes his lead at first. Pretty good lead, but here's the pitch to the plate. Swing and a foul ball down the first baseline. I think that fouled off his leg or something and off the batter's leg. Yeah, he did. He's stretching his leg out, but fouled off his leg, just rolled down the first baseline a little bit. But foul ball evens it up at 1-1. Here we go with the 1-1 pitch. Oh, slow curve ball. It's a little high. Makes it 2-1. Might give you a score from the Class B semifinal game this afternoon. Rolfe beat Tupelo 5-0 to move into the finals tomorrow. So here's the 2-1 pitch, a swing and a miss on a high fastball. 2-2. So a lot of twos now. It counts 2-2 and 2 outs. Outfield's playing straight away to the batter. And there's the pitch, a curveball. He fouls out of play back over the bleachers. And it remains 2-2. Those are usually the kind that find a windshield or something out in the parking lot. Here we go with the 2-2 pitch. Curveball, she catches just a little bit, dribbles it back to the pitcher on the second hop, throws it first, he's out. and that's the end of the inning. So 1 inning down, Fort Cobb leads 2-1, and we'll move to the second inning. Coming up for Fort Cobb will be Blake Nunn, Brody Devon, and Jake Biddy. So we'll take a 30-second break and be back right after that.
Proud supporters of Fort Cobb Mustangs. The name of the store is T-Birds. Come see Connie for our daily lunch specials. Good. We offer cold drinks, hot food, and a clean environment. Also, $1 Fountain Pop Wednesdays. See you soon.
All right, welcome back, fans. We've made it through 1 inning. It's been a pretty exciting inning. Fort Cobb gets 2 runs in the top of the first. Rattan comes back with 1 in the bottom, so Fort Cobb's got the 2-1 lead. Might tell you a little bit about Rattan. They are located in southern Pushmataha County, way down the southeast. They're a few miles east of Antlers, if you know where that is. The town's got an estimated population in 2019 of about 296 people, so a little smaller than Fort Cobb. The town became established way back in 1910, and they got their name from Rattan, Texas. So a lot of the early settlers from Rattan, Texas moved up to that area and started a little town there, so they just named it Rattan also. So we have a Rattan, Oklahoma, and I'm assuming they still have a Rattan, Texas. Don't know for sure, but they've had a little farther to travel than Fort Cobb. They had 140 miles to come up here to the ballpark, and I think Fort Cobb's distance is about 105 miles. So anyway, Blake Nunn, the first baseman, leads it off. Here's the pitch. Strike on the outside corner. Fastball from Birchfield, the pitcher. So 0-1 to Blake. Here's the pitch. Another swing and a miss. That ball was a little outside and low, but still took a whack at it and missed it. So 0-2 to Blake Nunn here in the top of the second inning. We said Brody Devon's on deck, Jake Biddy in the hole. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Right down the middle, a little high fastball, and he swings at it and misses. So there's first out in Fort Cobb's attempt at the top of the second. I think earlier when we talked about the umpire coming back, one of the Rattan girls had a noisemaker or something that I don't know if they were blowing or rattling, but anyway, no noisemakers allowed, so umpire got rid of that. No big deal. Here's the pitch to Brody Devon, curveball right down the middle for a call, strike 1. Here's the pitch, 0-1 pitch, another curveball, and he flies it to left field, just a high fielder. Left fielder's going back for it. He can't get it. It's over his head. Devon's headed to second base. He's going to try for 3. He's on his way. Here's the throw. Safe at third, and he overslid the bag. And they got him tagging going back to the base. So he hit the ball really well, and the wind carried it. The left fielder couldn't quite handle it, and it got over his head. Devon hustled around second and made it to third safely, but he kind of stumbled into the base and overslid it and couldn't get back in time, and they got tagged out. So gets a triple, but he still gets an out. So 2 outs for Fort Cobb. No, I guess you give him a double for that, but he made it to third and was safe there, but then got tagged out on his way back to the base. So well hit ball by Biddy, long fly ball down to the left field line, but it's foul. So Jake Biddy with 0-2 count on him, 2 outs here in the bottom or the top of the second inning. Here's the pitch, a little high and outside, and he held up, checked his swing. So it's a 1-2 to count. Okay, the pitch now to Jake, the 1-2 pitch. A fastball down the middle, swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that's the third out for Fort Cobb. So made a little run, had a good hit by Brody Devon, but overslid third base, got tagged out. So no runs for Fort Cobb. One hit by Brody Devon, and Fort Cobb leaves the top of the second, still leading 2-1. Let's take a 30-second timeout, and then we'll be back.
We are your premier best in state driving school located in southwest Oklahoma at Fort Cobb Public School. We can provide all the services related to driving in the state of Oklahoma, such as driver's education, in-house testing capabilities, permits, and drive testings for a license. The only thing that you will be required from DPS is your eye exam. We have certified instructors that use our cars to teach your students how to be the best drivers from the beginning. Come see us today for all your driving needs.
All right, welcome back, fans, to the getting ready for the top or the bottom of the second inning. Fort Cobb leads 2-1. I guess there are still people in Fort Cobb listening, but most of them seem to be here. There's really a good crowd for Fort Cobb. Traveled well to the ball game over here. A great day for it. It's probably 75 degrees and bright sunshine. Fort Cobb fans have the wind at their back, so it. Nothing but good times here in springtime, Oklahoma. For Rattan, Smith, the third baseman, will lead off. He's another left-handed batter. They've got a lot of this. Will be their fourth one, I believe. So we have Smith, Bailey on deck, the right fielder, and then Watts, the designated hitter. High fastball for ball one. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Another just about same place, just a little high fastball for 2-0 to Smith from Rattan. Like we said, a left-handed hitter and right-handed pitcher Willits. So there's a high outside fastball, 3-0. So he started off the first inning with really good control, nothing but strikes. And then here in the second inning, this little slow start. There's a strike fastball on the outside corner, so it makes a 3-1 count to Smith. And here's the 3-1 pitch. A little high and inside. There's ball 4. So base on balls for Smith. Gets the first runner of the inning on. Okay, batting next will be Bailey, the right fielder, with the runner on first after drawing a walk. There's the first pitch. He bunts and fouls it straight back over the screen into the top of the press box here. So 0-1 the count to Bailey. Top of the second, or bottom of the second here, folks, and runner on first base, 0-1 to the batter. There's a bunt, gets it down the first base line. The pitcher gets it. He's going to go over there, and yeah, Willits does a great job just picking up the ball and then full speed just ran onto first base and touched the base to get him. But a good sacrifice bunt. Smith moves to second base on the sacrifice, and Bailey gets the bunt down for the first out. Okay, brings up Watts, designated hitter. He's the DH. Big boy, looks like. His first pitch is right down the middle for a strike. 0-1 to Watts. Runner on second, 1 out. Fort Cobb still leading 2-1 here in the bottom of the second. And the 0-1 pitch looks like a good pitch. Guess must have been a little low. 1-1 the count. That got the attention of the Fort Cobb dugout anyway. Okay, 1-1 pitch. little outside. There's a throw to the second base by the catcher, but the runner's back easily. So just try to keep him a little closer to the base. So 2-1 to the DH Watts. Two and one pitch here, right down the plate, fouled off, or down the left field line, but he still got it and makes the catch to get 2 outs. Jake made a good running catch. Jake Biddy caught it just in foul territory down the left field line. So that makes 2 outs. Still has a runner on second base for Rattan, and another left-handed batter coming up in Robertson. First pitch is inside. He kind of thinks about going, but held the back on it. So it's a 1-0 to Robertson, the left fielder. Number 7, playing position number 7. And the 1-0 pitch is inside again, 2-0. The runner on second got sacrificed down there. So they got 2 outs, still the runner on second. There's a kind of a high and outside pitch for ball 3. Right down the middle, there's a strike. 3-1 to Robertson. 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Fort Cobb still clinging to that 2-1 lead. And the pitch is high and outside. Ball 4. Puts runners on first and second for Rattan with 2 outs. And it brings up top of the lineup again. This is the pitcher Birchfield. Back to plate again. His first time he struck out. So we're going in back to the top of the lineup. Birchfield hitting another. Remember, he's a left-handed batter. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. And here's the first pitch. And it's a curveball on the outside corner, strike 1. Threw that outside and curved it back in to catch the corner of the plate. So good pitch by Willits. 0-1. And the second pitch is another curveball, almost the same place, but just a little outside of that. It's called a ball. So 1-1, the count evens up. Now goes out to talk to the pitcher a little bit. I don't know if they got a little confused on what pitch was called, but one of them makes a mistake, and pretty sure the catcher knows what he called, but they might have changed signals since there's a runner on second base. But anyway, they got that straightened out. So 1-1 the count to Birchfield, and runners on first and second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. The stretch and the pitch is inside. Fastball, but he takes it. Having a little trouble throwing strikes this inning, but it's only walked 1, but steps off the rubber and gets a sign again. And the pitch is a curveball outside, called ball 3. 3-1 to the count to Birchfield. He's thrown a few more curveballs this inning to these right-handed hitters, trying to get them, throw it outside and bring it in on that outside plate, but missed with the last couple of them. Three-one pitch coming in. It's swinging and fouled off over the third base stands. So it makes it full at 3-2. 2 outs, runners on first and second. They'll be moving. And the runners take off. There's the pitch. And he calls a swing and a miss. The catcher misses it, throws to first, and he's out. Yep. Almost got that throw to first a little too far inside, and the runner, Blake Nunn, just barely able to keep his toe on the bag as he caught it. But threw a curveball in. The batter swung and missed, but the catcher dropped it, and they had to throw him out at first, which was good. They had runners on first and second. Looks like the Rattan coach Bailey's going to go talk to the first base umpire and see what his thoughts were about that last play. Anyway, the second inning's over with. Rattan scores none there, and it's 2-1. It's odd the Rattan runners are still standing on first, second, and third base, and the Fort Cobb players are all in the dugout. Coach is talking to the first base umpire, and doesn't seem like anything's changing, so I would assume they're still going to be out. And they are. So that's it. Now the Rattan runners come off plate. Into the second inning, Fort Cobb still leads 2-1. When we come back after a little break here, we'll have Jonathan Nouse leading off the third inning. So we'll take a break, be right back.
We're bringing fiber internet to Fort Cobb. Having fast internet is a must-have, whether you're working or learning from home. That's why we are building a fiber network in your community. We have wireless internet solutions too, available at Fort Cobb Lake, Crow's Roost, Alfalfa, and more. You can count on us for a fast, reliable connection to the world. We're proud to be a local provider that's part of your community. Get connected to Carnegie Fiber today.
All right, welcome back, fans, to Shawnee High School and their baseball park. Good-looking field here. We're getting ready for the start of the third inning. Coming up for Fort Cobb will be Jonathan Nouse, the catcher. Back to the top of the lineup with Drew Woods and Dalen Weaver to follow. So Fort Cobb's hit the ball pretty well in the first two innings. Got a couple of runs, clinging to that 2-1 lead. See if they can add to it here. All right, the pitcher's had his warm-up tosses. Umpire's cleaning off home plate, and Jonathan now steps in to lead off the third. Okay, here we go. I've got a right-handed batter, but and the wind's blowing out to left. First pitch is a swing and a miss on a high fastball. Seems a little odd. The right fielder is playing deeper than the left fielder, but they may know something we don't. So 0-1 the count to Nouse. There's a swing and a miss on another kind of a change-up look like. 0-2 to Nouse. Got Woods on deck. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a foul ball down the right side, out of play. So a good pitch to foul off. Stays in at 0-2. Okay. There's an outside pitch. Makes it 1-2 to Nouse. Nouse is hitting just 188 on the year, but has some timely hits and does a good job behind the plate. Here's the pitch, 1-2, swing and a miss on a slow curve, and it kind of got an off-speed pitch, and he was out in front of it. So there's the first out of the inning. Brings up Drew Woods. Drew had a single the first inning and scored. Woods is hitting 387 for the year, so a good batting average. Plays a good second base. There's a first pitch, fouled straight back off the screen. 0-1 to Woods. Okay, here's the wind up in the 0-1 pitch to Woods. Outside, fastball, quite a ways outside, evens it up at 1-1. Great day for baseball here, just almost perfect weather. A little wind, but at least it's warm and sunny and just looks like a baseball day. There's the 1-1 pitch. It's an outside fastball for 2-1. Have Dalen Weaver in the on-deck circle, getting ready to come on. Top of the third, Fort Cobb leads 2-1 and 1 out. So here's the 2-1 pitch. A curveball. There's a line shot to left field just over the shortstop's head, almost like the first time he batted. He's going to try to get two. Oh, they fumbled the ball in left field and couldn't make a throw, and he's standing on second base with a double, and that'll get another runner in scoring position. Good hustle on Wood's part to try to get second base, and when he took off for second, they kind of fumbled the ball a little bit, and I don't know if he'd have made it anyway, but he's there. So 1 out, runner on second, brings up Dalen Weaver. Weaver, there's the first pitch, high and outside for a ball. Weaver walked his first time up, reached base. Woods just has a short lead at second. Shortstop standing right behind him, keeping him close. So here's the pitch, swing and a miss right down the middle. Still got 1 out here in the top of the third. Drew Wood standing at second after his double to left field. Got Jackson Willits, pitcher, in the on-deck circle. And here's the pitch. Oh, curveball on the outside corner. He's swing and a miss. He's in 2 strikes. 1-2 the count to Dalen Weaver, Fort Cobb's center fielder. Stretch and the pitch. Outside curveball, called a ball. Evens the count at 2-2. Okay, even up 2-2 to Weaver. Stretch and the pitch. Oh, kind of a slow pitch, and it got him off balance, and he swung and missed it for the second out. So it goes down swinging. Okay, 2 outs, runner on second. Brings up Jackson Willits. Jackson was safe at first on a fielder's choice his first time up. So batting left-handed against the right-handed pitcher. There's a pitch, swing, and a foul ball back against the screen off the left side. So good swing, just missed it a little bit. So it counts 0-1. It's a great view from here in the press box. We're sitting right behind home plate up above the field. See all the blue sky in the distance, and we can see the chapel at the college. Looks like probably a mile away down the left field line. So here's the pitch to Willits. A little high down the middle, but he's called a ball. So evens up at 1-1. Or 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs, runner on second. And the pitch. Ooh, swing and a foul ball down the left field line, just out of play, past third base. So count remains 1-2. Cobb trying to pick up another run here in the third. They lead 2-1, but 2 outs, runner on second, and here's the 1-2 pitch to Jackson. Swings, another foul ball out of play down the left side. So he's hanging in tough. That was kind of a low pitch and a hard one to hit, but he got some bat on it to send it out of play. Right fielder's playing deep. He must have seen the game last night when Jackson hit one out and another one over the right fielder's head last night. That would be a good time to try that again. Center fielder's shading him quite a ways to right field. Here's the pitch. Ooh, it's inside. Two and two, the count to Jackson Willits. Stretch and the pitch. He swings, gets a little fly ball to center field. It's hit hard. Center field is going back. It's over his head. It goes against the wall. Drew Wood scores, and Jackson stops at second with a stand-up double. Extends the lead to 3-1 for Fort Cobb. Poked that one pretty good just to the right of center field and went right over the center fielder's head. He couldn't get back to it. One hop the fence, and Jackson's got him a stand-up double and an RBI. Drew Wood scores his second run of the day. He scored in the first inning. Now he scores again in the third. That gives him 2, and then it's 3-1 lead for Fort Cobb. Bottom of the third, brings in Kyler Denton. Jackson's on second. They're going to intentionally walk Denton. He goes to first base. So that creates a force, I guess. So still 2 outs now, runners on first and second, and brings up Tyson Eastwood. Tyson struck out his first time up. They had to throw him out at first, but see what he can do this time. Here's the pitch. Strike call on the inside part. 0-1 to Tyson. Oh, 1 pitch to Tyson coming in, and a little outside and low, evens the count 1-1. Fielders are really trying to hold Jackson close at second base. They're both playing right up the middle. A little timeout here. The catcher wants to talk to the pitcher a minute, and umpire needs some more baseballs. At least we don't do like the major leagues. Every time a ball touches the dirt, they replace it. Here, they're going to play with them for a while. So, always amazed when I watch a ball game and realize how many baseballs they go through in the majors. Because, like I said, every pitch that touches the ground, they replace it, and it takes a lot of baseballs to go through that. So, we don't have to worry about that here. 1-1 to Tyson. 2 on, 2 outs, and the pitch is a fastball, fouled straight back. Good cut at it, just under it a little bit. So it remains 1-2. Jackson Willis at second after an RBI double. Kyler Denton at first after an intentional walk. And the 1-2 pitch to the Eastwood is low outside. Evens the count 2-2. Catcher looks to second, and Jackson hurries back to the base. No throw. Blake Nunn in the on-deck circle, hoping he gets a chance to bat here in the top of the third. Two and 2 pitch to Tyson Eastwood, and it's outside, ball 3. Full count, runners on first and second, 2 outs. They'll be taking off, getting a good jump. If he can get a good ball in play here, maybe we can get some more runs coming in. They'll have a good head start. So we'll see what happens. 3-2. And the stretch, here's the pitch. Outside, way outside. Walked him. He called a balk. Yeah, he kind of started his windup and then hesitated and looked back to second and then stopped his motion. So the runners will advance and the count will remain 3-2 to Eastwood. So we have Willits on third, Denton on second, nobody on first, 2 outs, and Denton has a 3-2 count. And here's the 3-2 pitch coming in. Must have been low. It was over the plate, so he walks him. Got the bases loaded now, 2 outs. Blake Nunn, the first baseman, up to bat. Fort Cobb's looking at an opportunity to get some more on the board. They lead 3-1, and bases loaded here in the top of the 3rd inning. Nunn up to bat. Have Willits, Denton, and Eastwood on the bases. There's the first pitch, swing and a miss, fouled off to the right side against the backstop. 0-1 the count. A lot of action in the ball game today. It's good fans game. A lot of things going on, so we'd love to have some more excitement right here. 0-1 the count to Blake, and the wind-up and the pitch. Strike 2 call on the outside plate, fastball. Good pitch from Birchfield. So 0-2 the count. 2 outs, bases full. And the pitch must have been just inside. He took it for call for a ball, 1-2. Don't know if the catcher realizes it, but he's blocking my view of home plate. I don't think he really cares about that, so doing a good job in there. There's a curveball for a pitch, dribbles off the plate, pitcher gets it on a long hop and throws him out at first base to retire the side. Blake kind of hit the top of the ball. It went straight down and took 1 hop, and the pitcher caught it on the 2nd hop and threw him out. Good throw to first base. Fort Cobb Broxton gets 1 run in the top of the 3rd to lead 3-1. They leave the bases loaded, but we'll take a break now. But after 2.5 innings, Fort Cobb leads 3-1.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Welcome back, fans. We hope you're enjoying the ball game so far. Fort Cobb has a 3-1 lead, getting ready to come up on the bottom of the 3rd inning. Rattan will have Clay, the shortstop, batting, followed by Caston, the catcher, and Springfield, the second baseman, due up here in the bottom of the 3rd. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. I'd like to thank our sponsors for providing this broadcast for you to listen to. They're the Ouachita Valley Bank. They're in Fort Cobb. Carnegie Fiber from Carnegie, T-Bird's Convenience Store in Fort Cobb, and Southwest Driving School. We sure appreciate those sponsors so we can bring this game to you. Hope you're enjoying it. It's been a good game so far. Both teams playing pretty well. Fort Cobb's got that 3-1 lead. They scored 2 in the 1st and 1 in the 3rd. Rattan got their run in the bottom of the 1st inning. Clay scored after being hit by a pitch. Here's the first pitch in the bottom of the 3rd to Clay, and it's high and outside for a ball. There's a second pitch is a high pop-up down the 3rd base line. I don't know what, I can't see, it's behind the dugout, so I guess it hit the fence or something. He didn't make the catch. Anyway, so 1-1 the count to Clay, the shortstop. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Jackson Willett still on the mound for Fort Cobb's been doing a good job so far. Threw a lot of strikes the first inning, struggled a little bit the second inning with his control, but got out with no runs. There's a foul back, straight over the back screen. And so 1-2 to Clay. Outfield's playing a little shallower as a left-handed batter. The left fielder's pretty shallow. There's a pitch just outside. Evens the count at 2-2. Clay scored the only run of the game so far. Rattan, he was hit by a pitch in the first inning, stole second, and then scored on a hit. There's a high fly ball to right field. Oh, and he gets it kind of facing the sun out there. He battled the sun, but Devon gets under it and makes a routine catch out of it. So he's looking right up into the sun. So he blocked it out good and made the catch. Had to back up about 4 or 5 steps. Caught that fly ball. So out number 1 for Rattan. It brings up Caston, the catcher. He struck out on a called third strike in the first inning. There's a first pitch strike call to him. 0-1 the count. And the 0-1 pitch from Willits is outside. Little curveball, called ball. 1-1 the count. Good crowd here today. Lots of Fort Cobb people here in the stands. There's a pitch. There's a long fly ball to left field. Biddy's going back, and it's gone. Home run over the left field fence. Catcher Caston hits a home run. He gets it up in the air, and the wind helps it a little bit and takes it all the way over the fence. So it gets him a home run and brings the score to 3-2 in favor of Fort Cobb Broxton. He hit that ball well, got it up high, and wind probably helped a little bit, but it cleared the fence pretty easily. So long fly for Caston, and that brings them a run closer, makes it a 3-2 ball game. That brings up Springfield, the second baseman. We have 1 out here in the bottom of the third. There's a bounce into the plate for a called ball. 1-0 to Springfield. Another left-handed hitter for him. There's a called strike on the inside corner. 1-1 the count. He's got an open stance. That front foot really out wide, and then he brings it in when he swings. There's a slow curve outside and high for ball 2. 2-1. The big center field flag pole has that flag blowing out to left. There's a ground ball up to the second baseman. Woods grabs it up the middle. Hard throw to first. Oh, he pulled him off the base. What a great play by Woods. It was directly over second base, and he's able to flag down the ground ball and long throw to first, and it got there in time. It was just a little wide, and he pulled Devon off, or pulled Nunn off the base at first base. The throw beat him, but his toes weren't quite long enough, just barely off. So he'll be credited with a single on that. That's a tough play. Coach Bellamy's out talking to the first baseman. I don't know if he wants him to appeal to the second base to see if he could have had a better angle of it, but nobody asks anybody, and the runner's still at first, so it always gets you when you go to umpire and ask him to ask someone else if they had a better angle, and they won't do it. So I guess he was sure of the call. So anyway, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. 1 run in and a runner on first. And there's a called strike to May. Oh, and 1 the count. There's a throw to first, but runner's back safely. Diving back in. Gets his uniform dirty. Makes him look like he's been in a ball game. 0-1 to May. Curveball outside for ball 1. 1-1. Well, it's in the stretch. There's a pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball down the middle. 1 ball, 2 strikes to May. The runner on first taking a good lead. There's a pitch, curveball and plate. It pop up straight, way high on the infield. Eastwood's calling for it, and he makes the catch for the second out, and the runner went to second base, not realizing how many outs there were, and he's easily doubled off the bag at first base. So that's 3 outs, a double play there. Pop-up was to the right side of second base, but Eastwood made the call. The runner took off, and just a routine pop-up. He caught it, tossed to first base for the 3rd out, and Fort Cobb gets out of the inning. Rattan picks up 1 run to get closer, 3-2, but after 3 innings, Fort Cobb Broxton leads 3-2. Might take a minute here and talk about some of the state championships before. Look at the records back through the years. And Fort Cobb Broxton state championships, they had one in the fall of '04 and the spring of '08. Before the consolidation with Broxton, you looked at Fort Cobb had state championships in the fall of '59, '67, and 1973. Broxton has 2 state championships before the consolidation. They won the fall of '57 and the spring of '58, so they swept both championships in the '57-'58 school year. Broxton did, and with baseball. So a lot of state championship history. If we look on the Rattan side, they've got a lot of state championships. In spring tournament, they've won state championships in '81, '85, '97, '03. 2012, 2013, and 2015 for 7 of them in the spring. And then in the fall, they've won 6, 81, 84, 95, 96, 97, and 2002. So 13 state championships for Rattan. And if you schedule, I guess, all of Fort Cobb's and Broxton's, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 state championships. So good programs, good history, tradition in these programs. They're both baseball teams, go back a long ways with good players. So let's look at Fort Cobb batting here in the top of the 4th inning. They'll have Brody Devon up, the right fielder, followed by Jake Biddy and Jonathan Nouse. So first pitch here to Devon is strike called on the outside corner. Oh, 1 pitch, swing, and a high fly ball out of play on the left side. Got way out in front of that one and pulled it down. 0-2 the count to Devon. In the 2nd inning, he hit a long fly ball to left. Oop, there's the 3rd pitch. Strike call on the outside corner for the first out for Devon. He's called out by the umpire. But in the 2nd inning, hit a long fly ball to left, made it to 3rd, overslid the bag, and got tagged out going back to it. So had a good hit, but that one didn't work. And this time he gets called out on strikes. Brings up Jake Biddy. Center fielder, there's a curve ball up high, ball 1. Jonathan Nouse, the catcher, on deck. 1-0 pitch to Biddy. Oh, that way inside, it hit him, just tipped him a little bit. He turned away from it, but it must have just caught him a little bit. No damage done there, but he does get to go to first base. Brings up Jonathan Nouse with 1 out and 1 on. Okay, here's the first pitch. Nope, it's not a first pitch. He throws to first base, runner back safely. Biddy dives back into the base. Wasn't that close. So Jonathan's still waiting on his first pitch. And here it comes. high fastball, ball one. 1-0 to Nouse. Fort Cobb still leads 3-2 here in the top of the fourth. 1-0 pitch. Call strike, inside fastball. Getting the signals from Coach Bellamy on the third base line. He's taking a good lead at first. Yep, and there's a throw to first. Gets back safely. Had to dive back into the base. That one was a little closer. But he's getting a pretty good lead, but he was back okay there. 1-1 to Nouse. 1 out, 1 on. Outside. Pitch gets just past the catcher a little bit, and Biddy scrambles down to second base. So that gets Biddy to second base. Good hit now may score him. Build on their lead a little bit. 2-1 the count to Nouse. He struck out his swinging his first time up in the third inning. So hopefully get a little better at bat here. Still 1 out. Biddy on second base. And 2-1 to Nouse. And here's the pitch. Inside. Nope. He looked inside from here, but he called it a strike. So evens the count up at 2-2. Timeout. Pitch. Batter calls time. Pitcher steps off. Took a little too long. Shortstop's holding Biddy pretty close to the bag. He's playing right behind him and kind of jumps in every once in a while. Here's the pitch. Curveball. High fly ball down the right side. It's going to be in play. Second baseman goes out for it and makes the catch in fair territory. Biddy tags at second and makes it to third. Good heads up running by Biddy. The ball was probably halfway between the infield and the outfield, and the second baseman, Springfield, makes a good catch. It was a high pop-up. Had to kind of look in the sun a little bit too, but he made a good catch but then fell down as soon as he caught it, and Biddy was alert and tagged and went on to third base. Coach Clay's coming from Rattan to talk to him. A little conference out there. Fort Cobb will have 2 outs. Jake Biddy on third base. And top of the lineup with Drew Woods up. Drew's coming up. He's had a single and a double and scored 2 runs for Fort Cobb. So he's had a good game so far. Umpire going out to break up the meeting at the mound. All the infielders and pitcher and catcher gathered around just to make sure everybody's alert to what's going on. We have 2 outs. Jake Biddy at third base, and top of the lineup with Drew Woods coming to bat. Like I said, Drew's 2 for 2 with a single and a double and 2 runs scored. So that's a pretty good line so far. He's hit the ball solid. Both of them look just about the same. They were just line drives over the shortstop's head, just barely clearing it. And, so he's made solid contact on both his at-bats. The pitcher takes the wind up and throws. Kids away from the catcher a little bit, but not far enough. It just bounces up the first base line a few feet. Biddy holds at third, and the pitch is called a ball, so it's 1-0. They appealed it on the swing to the first base umpire, and he says no swing. So it remains 1-0 the count to Woods. Biddy takes his lead off third. Full windup for Birchfield, the pitcher. Here's the pitch. Called strike, fastball down the middle. 1-1 the count. And the 1-1 pitch looks outside, fastball, call ball 2-1. Woods has been a good leadoff hitter. He's hitting .387, I think, for the year. So good average. Here's the pitch. He held back a little bit, but it's called a strike. Looks like a little came across the plate on the outside part up high in the zone. So it's 2-2. The 2-2 pitch to Woods, swing and foul back just off the right side. He's got a piece of that to hang in at 2-2. Woods has 2 home runs on the year, 29 RBIs, scored 35 times. So he's a good leadoff hitter. He's done a lot of what a leadoff hitter is supposed to do, is get on base and score runs. There's a pitch. He swings high, fly ball to the center fielder. He's camped underneath it, and he makes the catch. Straightaway center field for the 3rd out. So Fort Cobb gets no runs, no hits, but left Biddy on 3rd base after being hit by a pitch. And Fort Cobb gets nothing there, so they still hold a 3-2 lead going into the bottom of the 4th. Let's take a break, 30 seconds, and we'll be back for the bottom of the 4th inning.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
All right, welcome back, folks, to the Shawnee High School Baseball Park. We're getting ready to go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Rattan will have the 3rd baseman Smith leading off, followed by the right fielder Bailey, and then the DH batter Watts. So first batter is Smith. He walked the first time, was sacrificed to second, but was left stranded there. So 0 for 0 for Smith coming in. Another left-handed batter. I think 5 of their batters are left-handed, so pretty high percentage for that. Most teams don't have that many left-handed hitters. Jackson Willett still on the mound. Has done a good job. And here's the first pitch of the bottom of the 4th. It's high outside fastball, ball 1. One-0 pitch, called strike 1 on the inside part of the plate, evens the count at 1-1. Hey, it's been a great run for these players on Fort Cobb with getting to the state tournament. There's a pitch a little low or inside, ball 2, 2-1. They've been to so many state basketball tournaments, now state baseball tournaments. They've really had good careers in the high school sports. That looked like a good pitch, but don't know where it was. It called a ball. 3-1 to Smith. There's a pitch. He called it. That looked high and outside, but he called that one a strike. So we're just going to give up on where they are and just go with the ump's call on it. 3-2 the count to Smith. And the full count pitch from Willits. Swing and a foul back against the screen on the left side. Count remains 3-2. And the full count pitch. Inside, ball 4. Just got him a little too far inside the plate, so Smith goes down to first base, draws his second walk of the ball game. He led off the second inning with a walk and was sacrificed to second. We'll see if they do the same thing here. Bailey, the right fielder, comes to the plate. He put down a bunt first time, and Willits fielded it and went over and tagged the base. There's a pitch. He bunts again up the third baseline, Denton makes the play. He throws him out at first, so another sacrifice for Bailey. Does a good job there. So 1 out for Rattan. Runner at second base now. And Watts. Nope, we've got a Clay will bat. He has been playing first base, but Watts was the DH for him. So Clay is going to bat now. Clay's a right-handed batter. The DH Watts was a left-handed hitter, I believe. Anyway, Clay, the first baseman, is batting for the first time today. There's a pitch, strike called outside of the plate. Oh and 1, runner on second. 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. And here's the pitch. It's outside for a ball. 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Clay. A swing, ground ball to third base. A hard one, but Denton picks it up, throws him out at first, holds the runner at second, looks him back, and does a good play. Did just what he was supposed to. That's a tough ground ball. He hit it hard, but it stayed low, and Denton went down with it and got it. Looked the runner back at second, and then threw to first to get the out. So Clay's out for the second out. Runner remains at second base. Brings up Robertson, the left fielder, left-handed hitter. 2 outs, runner on second. And the pitch is strike call. Fastball down the middle. Robertson walked his previous time up in the second inning. Was stranded at first base. Here's the pitch outside. Nope. I'm sorry. I'm going to wait on the ump to do that. He called that a strike. So 0-2 the count. Getting ahead of myself here. So and the pitch, curveball. He hits it hard to right field. Vonzon is going back, but he makes the catch, running back almost to the fence. Great play. Got up, it kind of held up a little bit, and he hit it directly over him, but he ran back, straight back, kept his eye on it all the way, and made the catch for the third out. So great play by Devon. That's what you want to see from your players is good defense backing up the pitching. So that's the end of the fourth inning. Rattan gets no runs on no hits. They strand a runner at second base, and so after 4 innings, Fort Cobb leads the ball game 3-2. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
All right, folks, welcome back to the game. It's been a really good game so far, close game, 3-2 here, getting ready to start the top of the 5th inning. Due up for Fort Cobb will be Dalen Weaver, followed by Jackson Willits and Kyler Denton. So kind of the heart of the lineup, 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Dalen was got a walk in the first inning and then struck out swinging in the third. So 0 for 1 so far in the game today. Pitcher's completed his warm-up pitches. We're getting ready for Weaver to step into the box, and we're going to get started on the 5th inning. A little different than last night. Fort Cobb put so many runs on the board, 17, but Rattan's played them close today, and like I said, they still lead 3-2, but it's been a tight ball game all the way. Fort Cobb got 2 in the first and 1 in the third to get their 3 runs. Weaver's hitting .322 on the year, 1 home run. Here's the first pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Oh, that hit him right in the back. That was way inside all the way. He never really had a chance to get out of the way of that one. So drilled him right in the back, and he goes down to first base. Gets the leadoff batter on to start the 5th. Jackson Willits up to plate. He had a fielder's choice his first time up, and had a double, good hard double his second time. So batting now with Weaver on first base, nobody out. And the pitch, high, called ball 1. Birchfield's done a good job pitching for Rattan. So far in the game, he's kept them right in it and pretty well kept Fort Cobb bats under control. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's outside, 2-0. This ball field is called Memorial Park, the Ed Skelton Field. Don't know who Ed is, unless it might have been Red's brother. There's a swing and a fly ball to the gap in right center. Center fielder's gone. That ball is out of here. Home run for Jackson Willits. 2-run home run to right center over the fence. He hit that one good, got it up in the wind, and helped carry it out, so that increases Fort Cobb's lead to 5-2. Hit that ball well. Dalen Weaver scores in front of him, so that hit by pitch that Weaver drew gets a run for him. Big runs for him, gives him a little cushion. So still nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. Kyler Denton coming to bat. He had a single his first time up and scored a run, and had an intentional walk in the 3rd inning. So his 3rd time up today. Well, a little discussion with the Rattan bench. I don't know if they had a question or something. No doubt that the ball went over the fence. And so that was a pretty easy call. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, Denton's up to plate. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th. There's the pitch, curveball, called strike 1. Oh, and 1 count to Denton. Here's the pitch from Birchfield. Low, called ball. He evened the count up at 1-1. Ball gets back to the screen and bounce, but no damage done, no runners on. 1-1 to Denton. Denton's hitting .354 average for the year, 4 home runs, 38 RBIs. Sound like good numbers for a cleanup hitter. That's what you want him to do. There's a pitch, swung on and fouled back to the screen. 1-2 the count. Umpire needs to go over and get some more baseballs. They have them in the Rattan dugout, so picked up 3 or 4 baseballs, and now he's back to his position. Denton's getting ready. The count's 1-2. Here's still on the top of the fifth, nobody out. We had 2 runs scored on a Jackson Willits home run. So 5-2 lead for Fort Cobb. The 1-2 pitch to Denton. Here it comes. Outside, called ball 2. Evens up at 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch to Denton. High fastball, full count. Tell you folks, if you ever wondered about a baseball, how many of those red stitches there are on them, there's 108 stitches on every baseball. I'm sure most of you probably counted them, but that's the word I get. Here's the full count pitch, swing, and a ground ball to shortstop, hard hit, but an easy hop for the shortstop. He throws to first, usually gets Denton out for out number 1. So yeah, the baseball has 108 stitches. There's about 88 inches of that red thread that they use to sew up a baseball, and they're hand sewn. They put the covers on and staple them covers there, but then they have people that hand stitch all those 108 stitches in there. It takes them about 13 or 14 minutes to do each baseball. So as many baseballs as we use, you can tell there's some people working a lot of hours to get those things fixed up like that. Eastwood is the batter. First pitch is called a ball. Struck out his first time and walked his second time up. There's a swing and a high pop up on the infield. Looks like the third baseman's calling him. It's way up there, but it comes down and he makes the catch for the second out. So it's a challenge when you get pop-ups like that, and a good breeze that's blowing today, but he didn't have any trouble with it. Caught it just on the infield grass inside third baseline. So Tyson Eastwood goes down for the second out. Brings up Blake Nunn, the batter. Here's the first pitch to Blake. Low, called ball 1. Blake struck out his first time in the second inning, and then he grounded out to the pitcher in the third, so 0 for 2 in the game so far. One and 0 the count. There's the second pitch is outside, 2-0 to Nunn. Ball gets away from the pitcher a little bit. Shortstop brings in, gets it back to him. We're in a good spot here. We're up in the press box, but it's glassed in, so I can't hear the crowd noise or anything. There's a hard ball down third baseline, foul. Hit a line drive, just got around too early on it. Pulled it foul, so. Makes the count 2-1. Yeah, it's a good facilities here, good press box, got a great view. They've taken care of us very well here. We appreciate all that Shawnee has done to host this. Here's the 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2-2 to Nunn. Had a good cut at that fastball, but didn't catch it. Fort Cobb's looking at a 5-2 lead here in the top of the 5th inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch, swing, and a little pop fly to center field. He's standing almost in his tracks and just makes the catch. Hit it pretty well, but the center fielder didn't have to move. And he makes the catch for the third out. So that's the end of the top of the 5th. Fort Cobb scores 2 runs on a home run by Jackson Willits. Weaver scores in front of him, and Fort Cobb extends their lead to 5-2. So coming up in the bottom of the 5th for Rattan will be the top of the order, Birchfield, Clay, and Caston. Let's take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back.
Versatile Networks can handle all of your school or business technology and wiring needs. Expanding into a new building or office space? We would love to give you a free quote for your network wiring. Are your computers outdated? Are your servers slow? Is your network underperforming? Is your wireless network weak? Let Versatile Networks come in and assess the situation and get you back up and running the way you should be. Call Versatile Networks today at 405-217-0267 or visit versatilenetworks.com for more information.
All right, folks, welcome back to getting ready for the bottom of the 5th inning here. Fort Cobb leads 5-2, and they're making a pitching change. Tyson Eastwood and Jackson Willits are changing positions. Eastwood will come on to pitch. Willits will go to shortstop. Looks like the rest of them remain the same. So Willits has a good ball game for 5 innings. Gives up 2 runs. They got a run on in the first inning. He hit the batter and was sacrificed to second, and then scored on a single. And in the 3rd inning, he gave up a home run to the catcher Caston. So 2 runs he gave up, but a good performance by Willits, and holding Rattan in check. So we'll see what Eastwood can do. He's got a 3-run lead to work with. They're up 5-2. He's completed his warm-up tosses, and so now for Rattan, be the top of the order. Birchfield, the pitcher, coming to bat. He struck out in the first, struck out in the second, and here he's batting again in the 5th. So 0 for 2 for the game so far for Birchfield. Yeah, they're playing Take Me Out to the ball game, and I always wondered why they played at the ball game when you're already there. There's the first pitch, low and inside to Birchfield. 1-0 the count. Almost the same, low and inside again, 2-0. Just settle down and get some strikes in, get his control figured out. Just now starting to his pitching. So here's the 2-0 pitch. Strike on the inside corner, 1-2 to Birchfield. Here's the 2-1 pitch on the outside corner, 2-2, evens up the count. Good pitch. Those 2 pitches were about as far as you could, apart as you could get. One on the extreme inside corner and the next one on the outside. So there's the pitch. He fouls that. Yeah, just kind of a half swing, and it went down. It looks like it bounced up and hit him in the, knocked the tooth out. He's carrying something in his hand, and he's rubbing his mouth and picked up something. I don't know what he's, if they're looking, yeah, they're looking at it, and it doesn't seem to be hurting or anything, but, But yeah, it was a curveball, and he kind of half swung, and the ball went straight down in the dirt and bounced right up and hit him in the mouth. So it's, count remains 2-2. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. It's Birchfield's batting, and kind of an odd deal. It ball went straight down and came up and hit him in the mouth. And looks like knocked the tooth out. He gives the tooth to the dugout, and there's a call, strike 3 on the inside corner. Fastball from Eastwood. He gets the call, and Birchfield goes down on strikes. Here's Clay batting, the shortstop. There's the first pitch, swing and a miss, and foul back off the left side, out of play. 0-1 the count. In the first inning, Clay was hit by a pitch. He stole second and then scored on a single. And in the 3rd inning, he flew out to right field. Here's the 0-1 pitch, strike 2 call on the inside part of the plate. 0-2 the count. Seemed like the umpire has a pretty generous strike zone today. There's the curveball up the middle, ground ball. Oh, it gets through. Willits dives for it and just can't get it. It was right up the middle. One hopped over Eastwood's head, and it gets him a single. So Clay's on first with a single. Brings up Caston, the catcher. Had a call strikeout in the first inning. Then 3rd inning, hit a long home run over the left field fence. So he's 1 for 2 on the game. So he's batting now in the bottom of the 5th with 1 out and 1 on. Eastwood getting ready for the pitch, and here it comes. Fastball right down the middle to strike 1. Outfield's playing straight away. Infield is too. There's a pitch, curveball, low and outside. Gets away from the catcher. The runner advances to second, standing up. So didn't get too far away, but just enough for the runner to advance. 1-1 the count. So Clay moves to second on the pitch. Here's the pitch. Low. Got him leaning toward third, and now throws to second base, but the runner was back easily. So counts 2-1 to Caston. One out here in the bottom of the fifth, runner on second, 2-1 to the batter. And the pitch, swing, and a foul ball back over the screen, out of play. 2-2. Going to be some sunburns after today's ball game. It's been bright sun the whole game, and fans sitting out in the open stands. So they'll look like they've been to a ball game. There's a curveball, outside call, full count to Caston. Fort Cobb still holding on to that 5-2 lead here in the bottom of the fifth. Here's the full count pitch, and it's a fastball inside. He walked him. So runners at first and second now. Brings up Springfield, the second baseman. Springfield singled in the first inning, was stranded at first, and then singled in the third inning. Springfield's a left-handed batter, has that extreme open stance. His foot way out toward first base. There's a pitch. Strike one call. 0-1 the count. Got a little bit of a threat going for Rattan. He got one out and runners on first and second, but 0-1 count to the batter. Woods is holding the runner at second pretty close. Now drifts back. There's a pitch high and outside. 1-1 the count. Outfield straight away, but not too deep. Nunn's playing well behind the runner at first with the runner on second. There's a high pop-up. Looks like it's on the infield, though. Willits is calling for it just on the outfield grass. Runner infield fly rule is in effect. He makes the catch anyway. So there's two outs. Brings up May, the center fielder. Grounded out to the pitcher in the first inning and popped up to the shortstop in the third. So 0 for 2. Comes to bat here in the bottom of the fifth, the 2 outs and 2 on. The first pitch, strike call, fastball down the middle, 0-1. Tyson's had a pretty good outing. He's given up a walk and a single. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ooh, right down the middle, 0-2. That's about as good a pitch as you could see, I guess. Seemed to be right down the middle, about waist high. So he's in a hole of 0-2. 2 out, 2 on. And the pitch, swing, and ground ball to second base. Woods makes the catch, tosses to Nunn, misses the base. He's safe at first. Break. Nunn couldn't find the base. He kind of, the ball was a little bit between first and second, and Nunn initially kind of made a move toward the ball, and then when he backed up to the base, he couldn't find it. The ball was there in time, but he couldn't find the base. So that'll be an error on the first baseman. And bases are loaded now. So Smith, the third baseman, coming to bat. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Another left-handed hitter. There's a pitch. Strike one call on the outside corner. Fastball. Smith has 2 walks so far. Stranded at second both times. So 0-1 the count. And the pitch outside, ball 1. 1-1, evens up. Have a Clay on third, Caston on second, and May on first. Bases are full. Fort Cobb leads 5-2, but in a little bit of a jam here in the bottom of fifth. There's a pitch and a fly ball to right field. He comes in, misplays it. Devon's going back to the wall. The runners are scoring. The bases are going to be empty. The runner's going to third. There's the throw. He's safe at third for a triple. Smith gets a line drive to the gap in right center. Looked like Devon kind of came in a little bit at first, and then couldn't catch up with it, and he went all the way to the wall. He catches it, gets the ball in, but too late. Smith gets a triple, clears the bases, and we have a tie ball game at 5-5 here in the bottom of the fifth. Big time hit for them. It's what the runners got on with a single, a walk, and an error. And it's funny how those errors always cost you. That couldn't make that play at first base, would have been the third out, and so the next batter gets a chance to play them all, and he does. So big hit for Smith. So now we've got 2 outs, tie ball game 5-5, and Bailey, the right fielder, coming to bat. He has had 2 sacrifices bunts today, so don't think that'll come into play here. There's a strike fastball down the middle. 0-1 the count. New score now, 5-5 of both teams. So still a runner on third, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Eastwood making the 0-1 pitch. And here it comes. There's a swing and a miss. Foul tipped it, but the catcher still held on. 0-2. This inning started with the top of the lineup with a called strikeout of Birchfield, and then a single by Clay, a walk to Caston. There's strike 3 call to end the ball game, or end the inning, 5th inning. But Rattan comes up with 3 big runs to tie the ball game on a triple by Smith, and there was 1 error on first base that allowed that batter to come to plate. So we end 5 innings, score tied 5-5. Fort Cobb will have Blake Nunn, Brody Devon, and Jake Biddy coming to bat in the 6th inning. Let's take a break, 30 seconds. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. Getting ready to start the 6th inning of play. Had a big 5th inning there. Rattan loaded the bases and got a big triple to plate all 3 runs by Smith. He was luckily stranded at third, though, to keep the game tied 5-5. I'd like to thank our sponsors again for bringing the broadcast to you. Ouachita Valley Bank, always a great sponsor there in Fort Cobb. Carnegie Fiber Company that brings a lot of service to the Fort Cobb area. T-Bird's Convenience Store in Fort Cobb. Great place to get all your gas and quick needs, whether it be food, drink, or anything else that they have, but great business to have there in Fort Cobb. And Southwest Driving School. Appreciate those sponsors bringing this ball game to you. So here we go in the 6th inning. Still Birchfield on the mound for Rattan. For Fort Cobb batting, leading off will be first baseman Blake Nunn. Nunn's hitting .373 for the season, 3 home runs, 36 RBIs. Right-handed hitter facing a right-handed pitcher. Maybe see if Fort Cobb can get something going again, right? Now that they're tied again. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Nope, I've got the wrong one. I skipped one. This is Brody Devon is batting. None made the last inning. So Devon's up. Ball's outside, called a ball. So 1-1 count to Devon, or I'm sorry, 2 strikes, 1 ball, 1-2 to Devon, and we'll get straightened out here in a little bit. There's a pitch, foul back off the screen. Count remains 1-2. Devon, first time up, got a triple, but overslid third base and was called out trying to get back to it, and he was called out on a called strikeout in the third, and he's called out there on a called strike 3. Plate's a little bit wide, but he's been consistent with it. He's called out all day, and the players need to adjust to it a little bit. It's pretty wide plate, but it's been that way all day. There's a swing and a miss to Jake Biddy on the inside fastball. Jake struck out in the first and was hit, or in the second, and was hit by a pitch in the fourth. There's a called strike 2, curveball to Jake. 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch, outside, ball 1, fastball well outside. Birchfield seems to have no effect of the getting hit in the mouth with the foul ball the last inning, so seems to be fine. There's a high fastball, 2-2 evens the count. Tie ball game here in the top of the 6th, 5-5. And the pitch is swung on and fouled just down the right side off the fence down there. Foul ball, count remains 2-2. Fort Cobb needs to get something going here, getting late in the ball game, 6th inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch, outside. Full count to Biddy, 1 out. And pitch outside, but he swings and misses. Couldn't reach it, gets away from the catcher. There's the throw, and he's out at first. So swing and a miss, but had to throw him out at first got away from the catcher. 2 outs. Brings up Jonathan Nouse. Nouse is 0 for 2. He struck out in the 3rd and flew out to the second baseman in the 4th. First pitch to Nouse is a ball, low. 1-0. Fort Cobb's got nothing going this inning so far. 2 outs and in the top of the 6th. Ball game tied at 5-5. Birchfield's still on the mound. He's thrown the whole ball game for Rattan. There's a pitch, low again. 2-0. Nouse has a tough job being the catcher. He's done a good job behind the plate. Just call timeout. He's got something in his eye, looks like. Needs to take a break for a second. Get it cleared out. Back in the box. Here we go. 2-0 the count. There's ball 3. Gets away from the catcher, but it doesn't matter. 3-0 the count to Jonathan. 2 outs. Still not too late to get something going. They scored a lot of runs last night with 2 outs. So maybe they can get something going here again in the 6th. And here's the pitch. It's low. Ball 4. Nouse goes to first base, drawing the walk. 2-out walk. Brings the top of the order up, Drew Woods. Drew is 2 for 3. Had a single in the 1st and scored, a double in the 3rd and scored, and then flew out to center field in the 4th. Tell you what's different working the ball game here by yourself. Used to working with buddy Don Tyson. Don unable to be here today, but we miss him. Maybe he can get back at trying our hand at baseball. It's been kind of interesting. It's a lot different than the basketball games, but it's fun. I enjoy watching the baseball. We just haven't broadcast much of it before, but hope you're enjoying it. We're having a good time here. Have a lot better time if they could get another run on the board here. But Drew Wood's up, runner on first, 2 outs, and the first pitch is a curveball called strike. Now it's on first, and here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball, he hit well to left center. Center fielder goes over at it and gets under it and makes the catch in left center. Hit the ball well, but the center fielder was able to get over to it and make the catch. That ends the top of the 6th inning with no runs on it. Didn't have any hits. Left 1 runner, Jonathan House, on first base after a walk. So after 5.5, scores 5-5. All tied up, getting ready to go to the bottom of the 6th. Let's take a break. Be right back.
Allegiant Marketing Group produces inbound lead generation for our clients through integrated traditional and digital campaigns. We continuously develop new strategies, tactics, and productive efficiencies so you can reach your target market and get a measurable return on investment. This fast-paced world demands for your products and services to be presented at the moment your buyers need them. Targeted and innovative marketing creates your success. Call AMG today, your marketing partner.
Welcome back, folks. Had a really good ball game here. It's 5-5. Rattan gets 3 runs on a double in the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs to tie the ball game up 5-5. So moving on to the bottom of the 6th. I want to talk a minute about a baseball game that happened a long time ago, back in 1972. Some friends of mine played in it, but state tournaments always bring out the best in players, seem like. But in 72, Gracemont played Asher in the state finals, and Joe Edelin pitched for Gracemont, and Billy Brim pitched for Asher. The game went 17 innings. Joe struck out 34 batters in 17 innings. Brim struck out 37, and Asher won 1-0. And in visiting with Joe, it seemed like they had a couple of chances to score and kind of didn't get it done, but they get beat. But 34 strikeouts, 37 for Brim, 34 for Joe. Both pitchers pitched all 17 innings, and it's just an amazing accomplishment by both of them. So that's been a great ball game to see. Hard to lose for Gracemont, but a good win for Ashers. Anyway, just want to talk about that. Here's pitch for to Rattan in the bottom of the 6th. Clay is, let's see, who's batting? Clay is batting again. He came in for Watts in the 4th inning. He's been playing first base all the time, but they DH'd for him the first time up. So he batted in the 4th and grounded out third base to first, so out. So now he's got a 2-2 count here. There's a strike 3 call right down the middle. Clay goes down looking for the first out in the bottom of the 6th. So that brings up Robertson, the left fielder, batting left-handed. He walked the first time, flew out to right field the first time, so he's 0 for 1. There's a strike call on the inside. Eastwood's doing a good job finding the plate this inning. Again, we're tied here in the bottom of the 6th. 1 out. Rattan batting. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. 0-2 to Robertson. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a ground ball to second base. Just off a good bouncer. Woods picks it up. Throws to none. He's out for the second out. So 2 out now in the bottom of the 6th. Brings up the top of the lineup. Cal Birchfield, the pitcher. So Birchfield again, another left-handed batter. He struck out in the first, struck out in the second, and was called out looking in the fifth. So 0 for 3. But he's done a good job pitching the ball games. Had a good game that. Just hadn't had much luck batting. There's a low fastball for ball 1. There's a swing and a foul ball straight back. Just missed it a little bit because the ball came straight back to the screen. 1-1 the count to Birchfield. And here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Kind of let up a little bit on that when he got out in front of it. So 1-2 the count. 2 outs, the bottom of the 6th, no runners on. Tie ball game 5-5. And the pitch must have been low. It's right down the middle. So 2-2, it evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch. Curveball. Don't know where that was. Looked right down the middle. And the pitcher's walking off the field, and so are the infielders. Must have been a phantom pitch or something, because that really looked good. But called a ball, full count. Tyson Eastwood takes a little walk around the mound, trying to settle himself. And the full count pitch, outside, ball 4. You never know how those things end up. Last inning, they had a little error at first base. First baseman couldn't find the base. The runner was safe. The next batter hits a 3-run double. So you hope these things don't cost you. Sometimes it doesn't take much. So Rattan kind of gets a break there on the call. Next pitch is outside, so he gets a walk. So Birchfield's on first with 2 outs and brings up Clay, the shortstop. He was hit by a pitch in the first and scored. Flew out to right field in the 3rd and got a single in the 5th. First pitch to him is a ball. The 1-0 pitch, strike call on the outside. 1-1 the count. And the 1-1 pitch is outside. 2-1. Jake Biddy shaded a little bit toward right field and center for the left-handed batter. Rest of them seem to be pretty well straight away. And the pitch outside again. Three-1 to Clay. Eastwood needs to settle in and get some strikes. Here's Clay. The 3-1 pitch. Outside again, ball 4. So 2 walks in a row. Gives Rattan runners on first and second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Game tied 5-5. Brings up Caston, the catcher. Struck out looking in the first, hit a home run to left field in the 3rd, and walked and scored in the 5th. Biddy's moving a little bit over to left field side in center. His right-handed batter. And the pitch, a little low and out, ball 1. Kind of lost the plate a little bit after that. Didn't get that one call a couple of batters ago. Maybe he can get settled back in here. 1-0 the count. And the pitch, there's a swing and fly ball to left field. Just high, the left fielder's under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. No runs for Rattan. They leave runners on first and second, strand them there. But after 6 full innings, we're tied 5-5. We'll be back after.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
What?
Okay, folks, welcome back to ballpark here at Shawnee High School. We've had a great game for you so far. If you like close games, this one's 5-5. Here in the top of the 7th inning, Fort Cobb will lead off with Dalen Weaver, number 2 hitter, and have the heart of the order up, 2, 3, and 4 coming up. Weaver, Willits, and Denton. It's been a good ball game. We talked a little bit earlier about state championships, how Rattan had 13 of them, Fort Cobb, Broxton, and Fort Cobb actually before, and Broxton before, and together have 7, I believe. But you look at the all-time leader at Asher, and Asher has 45 state championships. I think 22 in the fall, 23 in the spring, or the other way around. Anyway, it's 22 and 23. But, 45 state championships is just an amazing thing for their program. And not only that, but they've had 19 runner-ups. So if I do math right, that's 64 times they've finished first or second in the state tournament in baseball games. So tremendous record for Asher. They're by far and away the leader in state championships in baseball in Oklahoma. So quite a program they've had there, and they're still a power. So that's quite a run they've had. But these two teams have pretty good records too, and they've had a good history of baseball championships. And we've got a good one going right here. We're trying to play to get a win to go to the finals at Bricktown Ballpark tomorrow to face Worcester. Worcester beat Dewar today earlier, 5-3. So the ball game will be at 12:05 tomorrow, Bricktown Ballpark, and I know Fort Cobb would love to be there. They just need to find a way to get a run here. Hold on, but it's 7th inning here. We're all tied at 5. Birchfield still pitching for Rattan. He's pitched the whole ball game. Done a good job, and so we're going to start the batting here in the 7th with Dalen Weaver. And Dalen walked in the first, struck out in the 3rd, and was hit by a pitch and scored in the 5th inning. So let's see if we can get something started here with 2, 3, and 4 batters coming to the plate. There's the inside pitch, and I don't have any idea what the calls are. He had to jump back out of the way of that, and they called it a strike. So that plate must be wider than what we're seeing. Anyway, 0-1 count. There's a swing and a fly ball down out foul territory down the right field line, but the first baseman goes over and makes the catch in foul territory. Good running catch by Clay. Makes the catch, so there's 1 out in the 7th inning. Brings up Jackson Willits. Jackson got on a fielder's choice in the 1st inning, got a double in the 3rd, and a home run to right center in the 5th inning. So there's a curveball outside. 1-0 the count to Willits. Jackson pitched the first 5 innings of the game, gave up 2 runs. There's a pitch. Catcher has to reach out for it, and they call it a strike. So 1-1 the count. It's a little confusing on the strikes, but anyway, it's 1-1. There's a swing and a high pop. Shortstop's backing up for it. He's under it and makes the catch for out number 2. Two outs for Fort Cobb in the 7th. Brings up Kyler Denton, 3rd baseman. Kyler got a single in the 1st and scored. Walked in the 2nd, was stranded at 2nd base, and grounded out to shortstop in the 5th. So 1 for 2 in the ball game. So Denton's hitting .354 for the year, good batting average. Pitches some and plays a good 3rd base. So let's see if he can do something here with 2 outs. It's a low fastball, ball 1. Outfield about normal depth. Wind still blowing out toward the left. So, ooh, that hit him. Looks like a curveball. Got away from him. Just was didn't have any chance to get out of the way of that. Hit him in the back. He gets a free pass down to first base. So Tyson Eastwood will be coming to bat. He struck out in the first, walked in the third, and flew out to the third baseman in the fifth inning. Tyson played shortstop the first 5 innings of the game and came on to pitch in the sixth. So he comes to bat here in the top of the seventh with 2 outs and Denton on first base. Curveball, high and inside, ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Fastball down the middle. He's looking at it for a called strike. 1-1 the count. Denton still on first base. 2 outs here in the top of the seventh, tied up at 5. Pitcher takes a stretch, and here's the pitch. High fastball for a called strike. It's a huge strike zone today because catcher had to reach up to catch that one, but still called it a strike. So it's been kind of the way on both sides. So not really anything either way. It's just a big zone. 1-2 the count, and the pitch outside. The runner's going. Denton's easily into second as the ball gets away from the catcher. So moves into scoring position with 2 outs. 2-2 the count on Eastwood. Runner at second. Sure could use a hit here. Two outs in the top of the seventh. So still tie ball game. Runner on second. 2-2. Timeout at the plate. Eastwood calls timeout. Steps out a little bit, gathers himself. Now the catcher's going to go out and talk to the pitcher. So where do you think we ought to eat tonight after the game? Everybody's back into position, so here we go. We're still looking at 2-2 the count. Denton still at second, gets a decent lead. They're not really holding him on much. And the pitch, outside, quite a ways outside on a curveball, full count. Denton won't get a good jump because there's no runner on first, but he'll take off. And the pitch. Swing and a base hit up the middle on a curved ball. Here comes Denton to score. The throw's on its way. It's offline. First baseman cuts it off and he scores. Fort Cobb takes a 6-5 lead. Eastwood got a curveball right down the middle and he hits a line drive right up the middle. Center fielder makes a good play on it, but his throw is late and offline, so Denton hustles around third and scores. So Fort Cobb takes the lead 6-5 here in the top of the seventh. Timeout on the field as the Rattan coach Clay goes out to talk to the pitcher. We're going to change pitchers here. So we're going to take a little break in the action. Let's take a break for about a minute, and then we'll come back and get squared away on the action.
Wichita Valley Bank, locally owned and operated since 1902, proudly serving the Fort Cobb area with knowledgeable and friendly professionals that actually care about your financial well-being. Online banking, loans, certificate of deposit, safe deposit boxes, 24-hour telephone banking, and an ATM. For service you can trust, Wichita Valley Bank, 405-643-2305. Member FDIC.
Proud supporters of Fort Cobb Mustangs. The name of the store is T-Birds. Come see Connie for our daily lunch specials. Good. We offer cold drinks, hot food, and a clean environment. Also, $1 Fountain Pop Wednesdays. See you soon.
All right, welcome back, folks. Rattan is changing pitchers. They're bringing in, I believe that's Clay that's been playing shortstop. Yeah, it is, and he'll be pitching here with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Fort Cobb's just scored a run. Denton scores on a single by Eastwood to take a 65 lead. So we're trying to, the shortstop and the pitcher, Birchfield and Clay, switch positions just like Fort Cobb Broxton did earlier in the 6th inning. So new pitcher, Clay comes on. Bases have 1 on first. Eastwood's on first base. 2 outs. And Blake Nunn at bat. Eastwood takes his lead off first. There's a switch and a long fly ball to left. He's going at it down the line. It is foul. Just a few feet short of the fence, but in foul territory. So he hit it well, just got out in front of it a little bit. So Eastwood goes all the way back to first. He was on his way to third, but Blake Nunn hit that one good, just got a little in front of it. Blake struck out in the 2nd, grounded out to pitcher in the 3rd, and here he is in the 7th, hoping to keep the inning going for Fort Cobb. 0-1 the count, and the pitch is high, ball 1, 1-1. Eastwood still hanging on to first base. Fort Cobb's never trailed in it. They got 2 in the top of the 1st. Rattan got 1 in the bottom. Fort Cobb got another one in the 3rd to go up 3-1. Rattan scored in the bottom of the 3rd to make it 3-2. Stayed that way till the 5th. Fort Cobb got 2 more to make it 5-2, and then Rattan scored 3 on a bases clearing double, 5-5. So there's a curveball into Nunn. Slow curve breaks off for a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs here. 1 runner on. Fort Cobb leading 6-5 in the top of the 7th. There's the 1-2 pitch. Swing at it. Ball goes up the right center field gap. The center fielder runs over, makes the running catch, and falls down with it, but holds on to the ball. So a good catch. He was shading toward left field when the pitch was thrown, but he hit it to right center, and he was able to get over and make the running catch. So a good catch for the center fielder, May, and that ends the inning. But Fort Cobb gets a big run on a single by Eastwood, scoring Denton from second base, and they've got a 6-5 lead heading to the bottom of the 7th. Let's take a short break, and then we'll be back for the bottom of the 7th.
We are your premier, best in-state driving school, located in southwest Oklahoma at Fort Cobb Public School. We can provide all the services related to driving in the state of Oklahoma, such as driver's education, in-house testing capabilities, permits, and drive testings for a license. The only thing that you will be required from DPS is your eye exam. We have certified instructors that use our cars to teach your students how to be the best drivers from the beginning. Come see us today for all your driving needs.
All right, welcome back, folks. We're getting ready to go to the bottom of the 7th. Fort Cobb's holding that 6-5 lead. Rattan will be having Springfield, the second baseman, up first, followed by May, the center fielder, and Smith, the third baseman. So the winner of this ball game gets a date in the finals tomorrow at Bricktown Ballpark at 12:05. They'll face Worcester, who defeated Dewar today 5-3 in an earlier ball game here in Shawnee. So a lot on the line. If Fort Cobb can get 3 outs and not give up a run, it'll be them. We'll see what Rattan does about that. So Eastwood still on the mound. Came on in the 6th inning. Now he's here in the 7th, and he's going to face Springfield, the second baseman, a left-handed hitter. Of course, Eastwood being the right-handed pitcher. Springfield had a single in the 1st, grounded out to shortstop in the 3rd, and flew out to the shortstop in the 5th inning. Gets a pitch low for ball 1. Great turnout for fans today. Like we talked before, great baseball day. There's a strike right down the middle, even the count at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Low and inside, ball 2. Gets away from the catcher, but just umpire goes and picks it up. We get another ball in play. 2-1 to Springfield. Second baseman for Rattan. And the pitch swung on, ground ball to second base. Woods picks it up, throws to first. He's out at first. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Fort Cobb holding on to that 6-5 lead. Brings up Jason May, the center fielder. Ended the last inning with a good catch on a fly ball. He grounded out to the pitcher in the first inning, flew out to the shortstop in the 3rd, and reached on an error in the 5th. There's a strike 1 call. He hit a ground ball to the second baseman in the 5th, and had runners on first and second, and the first baseman couldn't find the base, so he was safe. And then the next batter got a double, cleared the bases, scored all 3 to tie it at 5. But Fort Cobb's come up with 1 in the top of the 7th to take a 6-5 lead. And it counts 1-1 here. There's a swing and a fall out of play down the right side. So 1-2, the count to May. And the 1-2 pitch from Eastwood. A little low and outside, ball 2. Okay, the windup, 1-2 pitch, here it comes. Swing and a ground ball to shortstop, and it's through between shortstop and 3rd. Gets a clean single to left. Hard hit ground ball, it just got to the right of Willits. No chance to get in that one. So we've got a runner on first with 1 out. Brings up Smith, the 3rd baseman. He's the one that got the bases clearing triple in the 5th. So he walked in the 2nd inning, walked in the 4th, and tripled in the 6th. And here's the first pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. 0-1 the count. Pitch is outside. 1-1 the count. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Fort Cobb is trying to hang on to that 6-5 lead. Rattan has a runner on first. Smith the batter. And the 1-1 pitch. Low, ball 2. 2-1. Outfield's about normal depth, a little deeper in right for the left-handed batter. And the pitch swung on. There's a pop-up to short center field. Here comes the center fielder. He's calling it, and he makes the catch. He initially took a couple of steps back on it, but then he came in and recovered well. And Weaver makes a good catch on it, gets the ball back in. The runner has to stay at first. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Fort Cobb leads 6-5. Rattan has a runner on first base. And batting is Bailey, the right fielder. He had a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd, a sacrifice bunt in the 4th, and was called out looking in the 5th. So if Fort Cobb can get 1 more out, they can make it to the final tournament tomorrow. There's a pitch. It's outside. Ball 1. 1-0 to Bailey. And the 1-0 pitch. Strike call. He was taken on that one. Strike on the outside corner. Evens it up at 1-1. Rattan has, looks like Watts may be back in as DH in the on-deck circle. We'll see. But Bailey's batting now, and there's a pitch. Looked like a good pitch. Is outside. Call 2-1. Must have been a little low. So 2-1 the count. Again, runner on first. Fort Cobb's clinging to that 6-5 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Rattan has to come up with the run, or Fort Cobb's going to the finals. There's a swing, fly ball to right field. Devon's coming in. Oh, he makes the sliding catch, and there's the ball game, folks. Fort Cobb's going to the state finals. Great catch in right field. Devon comes sliding in, fighting the sun, slides down and makes the catch right off the turf. So great game-ending catch. Rattan leaves the runner stranded at first base. Fort Cobb wins the ball game 6-5. They will play at Bricktown Ballpark tomorrow at 12:05 against Worcester. Congratulations to Fort Cobb. Great ball game by Rattan. They just come up a run short. Well-played game. Very interesting for the fans. So, again, congratulations to Fort Cobb Broxton. They win the ball game 6-5. We'll go to the finals tomorrow, and we'll be back in 1 minute to talk about the game details.
We're bringing fiber internet to Fort Cobb. Having fast internet is a must-have, whether you're working or learning from home. That's why we are building a fiber network in your community. We have wireless internet solutions too, available at Fort Cobb Lake, Crow's Roost, Alfalfa, and more. You can count on us for a fast, reliable connection to the world. We're proud to be a local provider that's part of your community. Get connected to Carnegie Fiber today.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
All right, welcome back, folks. Great ball game we had. Fort Cobb comes away with a victory 6-5 to make it to the state finals tomorrow. Again, they will play Worcester at 12:05 in Bricktown Ballpark in downtown Oklahoma City. Hope you can make it for that. Fort Cobb played a great game today. Like we said, we got out early lead, 2-0 in the first inning. In the top of the first, Rattan scores 1 in the bottom of the first. It's 2-1. Fort Cobb Broxton scores again in the third to go up 3-1. Rattan scores in the bottom of the first on a home run by, or bottom of the third on a home run by Caston to make it 3-2. Fort Cobb Broxton gets 2 runs in the fifth on a home run by Jackson Willits, scoring behind Weaver. Takes a 5-2 lead, but Rattan gets a 3-run double in the bottom of the fifth, double by Smith. Ties it up at 5-5. No scoring on the sixth. Jackson Willits pitches the first 5 innings, does a good job holding Rattan to 2 runs. And then Eastwood comes on and to pitch and gets the closeout there in the save. Fort Cobb picks up that run in the 7th inning on a single by Eastwood to score Denton from second base. Denton had been hit by a pitch. You know, it's always funny how those things come back and haunt you. Rattan scores 3 runs after an error by Fort Cobb. Denton gets on being hit by a pitch, kind of a free pass, and then steals second, and Eastwood brings him home with a single to be the game-winning hit. And then Eastwood closes out the 7th to save it for Fort Cobb. So great catch to get the last out in right field by Devon. The sliding catch just above the just above the turf, but held on to it, and a good way to end the ball game. Again, a great ball game to watch. I hope the fans enjoyed it. I hope you people have enjoyed listening to it. Like I said, it's been a little different for me. We've done basketball all along, but this is the first foray into baseball in a long time. So good ball game to do. It's been fun here. Sure do want to thank our sponsors, Ouachita Valley Bank, Carnegie Fiber, T-Birds, and Southwest Driving School. If you see those folks, tell them thank you for sponsoring this. It takes a lot of people involved to get it done. We thank Enrique here for handling all the technical details. He's done a good job. Folks, we'll see you tomorrow at 12:05 from Bricktown Ballpark for the state finals. Another chance to get a gold ball or a trophy for Fort Cobb Broxton. Hope they come through. Hope you've enjoyed the game. This is Kim Kroll. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.